This right here is the new iPhone 15. Now, it's hard to argue that any piece of technology has been more influential on humanity than the iPhone. Like, yeah, penicillin is great, right? But like, all of human knowledge in your hand at one time, that's pretty cool. Now, I've noticed with this device, there's been a huge swing of reactions from people who absolutely love all the new features on the iPhones and people who think it's absolutely ridiculous and nobody should upgrade. But our question today is for the average person, should you upgrade to the new iPhone? iPhones these days are super powerful, but what you need to know is this has the new A16 Bionic chip in it. All that means is it's a little bit faster. They're claiming that the new GPU in this new iPhone is 40% faster. Now, I don't know about you, I don't really need a 40% upgrade in GPU power, but I mean, it's nice. I've seen people on Twitter say that they're actually able to play AAA games and it doesn't look terrible. I will believe it when I see it. I'll try it out, we'll see. So the new GPU, it's nice to have, but it's not a game changer. Pun intended, game changer, get it? Now on the physical phone, a cool new upgrade that was on the 14 Pro last year is the Dynamic Island. It's great. It's helpful, it's got a lot of tools, and the more that developers actually use this, the more functional it gets over time. For most people, this is gonna be their main camera system. Like, this is what I take all the pictures of my family on. Anytime I don't have my big camera with me, I'm shooting on an iPhone. And so this year, having the new 48 megapixel camera, that's really, really helpful. For the cameras, they're really great, 4x resolution, it's got a 2x telephoto, and it's got the ability to do the portrait mode after the fact, which I think is always helpful because if you've looked at those portrait mode photos, sometimes they look fake, but sometimes they look really good, and it'd be nice to go back and add that in after the fact. This year, you have two sizes of the new iPhone, is 6.1 inches and 6.7 inches. I'm always a fan of smaller, so I think a smaller iPhone is better. I really do wish they kept the mini around. My wife uses a mini every day. Every time I pick it up, it's so much easier to text on. But unfortunately, if you're into those really small phones, I think those days are just over. On this phone, it says it's got the ceramic shield glass on the back. I've seen pictures of broken iPhones already, so I'm not gonna say that you should go out and drop this thing. Everybody should own a case on their iPhone. I know it ruins the aesthetic of it, but it's helpful. Now, the biggest shift of all on this iPhone is the USB-C port. Now, that's huge. You know, if you're traveling, it's helpful to have one cable. I don't wanna make too big of a deal out of it though, and I think too many people are making a big deal out of it because most of the time when you're charging your phone, you're actually gonna set it down on a wireless charger or use a Qi charger. And so yes, it is helpful for when you're charging, but I'd say probably 99% of people, 99% of the time, are using a wireless charger. And I think this might turn into one of those MagSafe situations. Everyone complained about it for years. Apple finally did it, and then everybody realizes how much easier it is just to have a USB-C cable for it. And so all I know is having USB-C, it is a really helpful thing, but it's not gonna be the ultimate game changer thing that every YouTuber right now is making it out to be. Other things to note on the physical form of the phone, it's made out of 75% recycled aluminum. That's pretty cool. I mean, Apple made a huge deal about being green. Do people really like need to upgrade a phone? Probably not. That's the greenest thing you can do, but I guess that's cool. Now, the last thing on the construction of the phone, it does have a pretty large battery. That's 26 hours of video playback. That's at least what the website says. I haven't tested that out yet. Now, the reason that that's important is because over time, batteries degrade and they lose their charge faster. And so if it has a longer hours of battery life, then that means as the battery degrades, the longer it's gonna last for you. So that's always a great thing. All you really need to do is last a full day of working, but 26 hours is pretty cool. Next up, we have the colors. This phone that I have right now in my hand is the blue one. That's why I wore the winter's coming. It's kind of like an ice blue color.
But that's because he's a lame dad more than anything else.
But they also have a yellow, a pink, a green, and a black color. All of them I think look pretty good. I like the faded color of them, but as I said before, these things are very breakable. And so if you have a case on this, it's gonna be the best possible thing for your phone. Next, let's talk about the price of this iPhone. I think it's actually priced pretty well. The 6.1 inch one is $799 and the 6.7 inch one is $899. Now that's the base model with 128 gigs, but you can go up to 256 gigs for an extra $100, and then you can go up to 512 gigs for an extra $300. I think Apple's doing what a lot of different companies do. They underprice one, overprice another because they want you to land in the middle. So I think 256 is the sweet spot, especially because I don't think this phone can shoot in ProRes. So most average people are not gonna shoot in that because that's a huge codecs. You don't need to worry about it if you don't know what it is. So now let's talk about a couple of the issues I've been seeing online about the iPhone 15. There have been a lot of overheating issues with the Pro model. I think with the A16 Bionic chip in here, overheating is not that much of an issue, but it is something you wanna be aware of, that your phone could possibly overheat. It'll shorten the battery life. It's not gonna destroy the phone, but it's just gonna make the battery last a whole lot less long. And there might be times where it kind of shuts itself off so that it can cool down and reset. I haven't seen that a bunch on the 15, but it's definitely a problem on the 15 Pro. And the next thing, as I said earlier, with this ceramic shield glass on the back, it is gonna crack. Like if you drop this thing 1 or 2 times, it's gonna crack. You pay a lot of money for these phones. Don't be a moron and walk around with no case. I know a lot of people do it because it does look a lot better, and I actually have friends that do that all the time, so sorry if I offended you, but you're gonna want to buy a case for this phone so that it lasts you another couple years. Now, the cool thing now is if your phone lasts a couple years, they've got great trade-in opportunities for you to continue to upgrade your phone. So those are the only issues I'm aware of right now. And if I find out more, go ahead and subscribe, because if there's an issue in the future, I'll make a video about it. So here's the deal. If you are upgrading because your phone feels a little bit sluggish, I think you're gonna be pleased with this. It's got the more horsepower with the A16 Bionic, and it's got USB-C, which might not be a game changer, but it is always a good plus. For the other people that wanna upgrade because they've got some disposable income and they just wanna check the phone out, it is a good phone, but it's not gonna make you happy. Like, this is not a phone that's gonna be a game changer for you if you're coming from the 14 Pro, or even for me, like my daily driver is the 13 Pro. This is not that big of an upgrade. And so you might wanna use that disposable income for something that's gonna be a little bit more important, but if you wanna check it out, it is pretty cool. And then for everybody else, you don't have a ton of disposable income and your phone is feeling fine, I don't think you should upgrade. This phone is an incremental upgrade. I really do think that the days are gone where we're gonna see huge advancements every time there's a new cycle of phone. And I do think the future for Apple is gonna be introducing their foldable device. That one is gonna sell like hotcakes. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the new iPhone 15? Are you gonna purchase it? Do you think it's even worth upgrading to? And if you don't have an opinion, put your favorite emoji down in the comments just so I know who made it this far in the video. And if you really enjoyed this video, I think you're gonna like this review of the MacBook Air 15-inch. I'll see you guys in the next one.